to another fantastic episode of Toon Soup. With us, as always, is Riglock himself, Ketsu Yakamoto, and myself. Well, Web Gorilla today, I guess. Generally, the foundation.
I thought we gave you a new name.
I am the foundation. Or wait, what was it supposed to be? What was the
I
name?
forgot. I was watching the video from last week, 2 weeks ago.
It was something really cool. I
Oh,
don't remember it.
damn. Maybe we'll think of it. Anyway,
I mean, is it written down? Is it Web Gorilla, the thing that's written down on your?
No.
Oh, okay.
Riglock himself. All right, let's so we're good. We're live. We're on Foxhole Pilled and YouTube. And let's just go around the horn here. What have we all been up to? Ketsu, how about you first?
Oh, dude, I haven't been doing anything. Just been working, and then when I'm not working, I've been sleeping and hanging out on my couch. It's been getting warmer down here, so I've been like going out and socializing and like seeing friends. I haven't been playing as many video games as I want to because my social life is so dope and cool. It keeps me from doing the things that I want, which is just to play Elden Ring.
Okay.
I haven't been watching like any anime either. It sucks. Yeah, I've just been busy, which is like a good thing, I guess. I just haven't had a lot of free time, I suppose. But things are good.
Cool. Good to hear. Riglock, what have you been watching?
Not much. Just living the dream. I just loaded up our YouTube thing, so in case we get some crazy spammer, I can cut them off real quick. Watching anime, playing video games, working. I got a raise and a bonus at work, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Nice, dude. Congrats.
So
good job.
My wife's real excited that she'll have more money.
Yeah.
I'm pretty low maintenance, so until I buy a grill, then that's but grilling a lot. That's what I've been doing.
Nice. Putting that thing to use
on my new grill. So yeah. Other than that, just same old for the old Riglock here. Anime, video games, and grilling.
Sweet.
How about yourself?
Anime. Let me think about that for a minute.
So no anime.
Well, no. Sometimes like, yes. I watched the entire Blue Period? Is that what it's called? Blue. It's on Netflix. Let me just search that real quick. I think it's called Blue Period.
Could be.
Yes. Blue Period. It's a slice of life anime, if you will.
Oh, wow.
Supernatural business about it.
Turning a leaf over here, I see.
Yeah.
You know, I saw it on my Netflix thing, and I was just like, you know what? Why not? Who cares? So I turned it on, and it was like, about like this. I'll discuss this issue that I have in a moment with anime in general, or slice of life anime, but it's about this high school student that was like, getting really great grades, but then his mom's like, hey, I can't afford to send you to a university, and he's like, what am I supposed to do with my life now? And then he basically just kind of starts working at an art career, like going to school for art, just specifically art. And, he paints his ass off and ends up, getting through a couple different things and onto this, passing through this this other class that he takes during the summer. It's like a preparatory class in preparation to take this like huge like sort of art exam thing to get into art school. And I'll not wreck it for y'all, but really really good anime. It deals with a lot of like kind of things that like some people deal with, which I don't personally deal with, but it adds an interesting element to the anime. And I was really actually more into it because it's just like this dude that's like just trying to go to school for business, and then he ends up finding himself in this world of art where he's trying to understand art, and he just picks up a paintbrush one day and gets to work, and then finds out that he's actually relatively talented with painting. And then I don't know, it was just really cool because like I've gotten into painting, oil painting specifically recently, and it was just kind of cool to see an anime about art specifically and painting.
That's dope.
Yeah. And then
the name is like Blue Period. That's Picasso,
Yeah. It's funny because like in the first like minute or so of the anime, he's like, what the hell is so great about Picasso anyway? But I then started to do a live stream of painting, an oil painting of landscape on Foxhole. So that's just under my Web Gorilla channel. If you want to check that out, it's
show us the painting.
I checked it out.
Let me see it.
Because it was on YouTube, but maybe it was delayed.
It's right there. You can actually see it still on the easel. I got to finish up a bush and a buffalo.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of it's very similar to some of the other night ones, but I incorporated some wildlife into this, and it's just slightly different. It's kind of the same though, because I was just trying to do a quick oil painting for my stream that I was doing, kind of Bob Ross style stuff. The first one that I uploaded turned out to be like a shit video or something got messed up with the upload, so I have to re-upload that. But the second one worked out fine, so you could watch that. But anywho, that's what I've been up to. That's really the only anime that I mean, it was like 12 episodes, so I've been trying to catch up on sleep too, and that's about it. The warmer weather has had me outside with my kid a lot more too, so you know it is. Yep. But with all that being said, so the movie that we are going to be reviewing today is Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence, which there's a Ghost in the Shell 2.0, which is different. That's correct, right?
What?
So is there two different movies that are
Ghost in the Shell 2, I think it's 2.0 Innocence is the sequel.
2.0 is actually different. 2.0 is a redo of the first movie.
2.0 is like the first movie, but they changed some scenes to full 3D CGI.
Okay. So that
which like a lot of people hated. People like the original. Yeah, 2.0 is just like a remastering of the first one, whereas like Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence is the second movie.
Okay. All right. So I'm actually going to share a trailer here for Ghost in the Shell.
I don't know. What one were we supposed to watch? Because I watched this one.
Yeah, that's what we were supposed to watch.
Yeah.
Good, because I was gonna be like, well, shit.
Yeah, I had to do a double check when I was writing the topic or the post for this one, the post title. But yeah, okay. Let's turn on Turn on this trailer if I can figure out how to do that.
I will say, I did watch a new anime on Netflix. I just thought about what you were talking about, Blue Period, called
Okay.
Kotaro Lives Alone.
Oh, I started watching that too, but I
That was
shortly
pretty
turned it
neat.
off afterward.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah,
What'd
didn't
you
like
think?
it. I liked it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mhm. Well,
I didn't like the eyes. The eyes messed with me.
Oh, his like vertical slit eyes. Yeah, that's so weird.
Yeah, I couldn't deal with it.
I got over it.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to be watching something? Because I don't see nothing going on my screen.
I haven't turned it on yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, hit play.
So, yeah. Okay. Sorry, I just was waiting for you to finish your.
I won't ever stop talking.
What'd you say to me?
Fill me in.
The perpetrator killed the owner a few minutes ago at the first crime scene, then ran off and was called in anonymously. At the second crime scene down that back alley, 2 cops were ambushed and killed. We'll storm in there in a couple of minutes.
What do you know about all this? I know that Locus Solus invented some sort of gynoid that goes berserk and kills their owners, and that the company's recalling all the prototypes. Why Section 9 is involved in all this?
Because terrorism is a possible motive in this case, we need to determine if Section 9 needs to get involved in it or not.
Help me. Please help me.
Humans are different from robots, but such a belief is nothing more than simply acknowledging that.
So, where should we start?
She killed 3 people.
I wonder why humans are so obsessed with creating robots that resemble them.
It's been a long time, Major.
Let no one walk alone, committing no sin with very few issues.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hello, Briella. One moment.
Well, I guess that's what you're talking about. Ketsu, what's your thoughts?
Oh man, why does he have to do this? There he is.
Yeah, so sorry. My child needed something. Okay. So yeah, Ketsu, what do you think about this whole thing? You looked like you thoroughly enjoyed it.
No, I love this movie. I fucking love this movie. There's like, I mean, there's a lot of CGI that like I got past because it like reminded me of like older video games, and it blended really well with like the hand-drawn animation that I was like, okay, you know what, this is fine. But overall, this movie's it's so fucking cool, dude. It's really cool. I really like the cinematography, like how they decided to like try to have specific camera angles to enhance drama, like the fisheye lensing. It's just so dope, dude. It's just like was really good. I don't know how to put it. You'll have to come back around to me, but I think this movie's fucking cool, man. I like this movie a lot. It's
Sure.
super cool.
Briggs, what do you think?
I fucking hated it.
Really? Really? Damn.
I mean, honestly, it makes me wonder. Because did you stream it?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I watched it like the original version on DVD,
Yep.
and it looked like shit.
I'm sure
It
because
was like I was like, damn, this movie did not age well. Like I was
I'm
like,
sure
oh
that
my god,
it's not even on Blu-ray. It's just the original DVD.
yeah.
So that's
Like,
like
it was,
that's like a 480p format. That's like the
yeah,
first
it was,
issue.
yeah, it was really
And you
bad.
probably had it on what, like a 65-inch TV?
Yeah,
80?
So it probably looked
but it was just
fucking
like,
terrible.
oh yeah, it looked bad. Like the transitions between different types of animation styles was just looked ugly. And I was like, oh, that's the only thing I could think of the whole time I was watching this movie. I was like, this movie did not age. It did not age well. This is
Dude.
no like Akira. Akira aged real good. This does
So
not age well. Like I was like, damn.
well, I'm sure if you watched that on a fucking boob tube TV, it would have looked just fine.
Maybe.
That's the thing. Because I
Um,
think that a lot of the animation was like really smooth when they rendered it to like a higher format. It's just like I was like, wow, this is actually
but
really
if they,
cool. Like a
but
lot of
that's
the hand-drawn movement is very fluid.
one could make the argument though that I mean it's I don't know, it's hard, I would just say it's because if they remastered it onto Blu-ray, then it's just like, well, did they alter some of the images? Do they clean up some of the images during the process to make it look crisper and cleaner? But I don't know, man. I wasn't into it. I thought it was just trying to rehash what the first one did, nowhere near successfully enough. Just the plot, the story didn't really pull me in at any point.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wasn't into it. I was like,
I got you. So I can understand where you're coming from with that, because I've felt similarly with some previous animes that we've watched, and I kind of was on the fence with this movie, because I was expecting what's her bucket, the major, to be in most of it, which I just expected that. I wasn't really looking forward to it. I don't really think that her character in the animes has much personality or anything thereof to add to the whole dynamic. But it's really not supposed to, I don't think, because neither of the two characters, the two detectives that were in the movie predominantly, like they both have differing personalities and they both have sort of different backstories, and I mean they have much more personality than the major, so I didn't mind that those two were the focal point of the movie. I thought it was really interesting. How do I say this? That basically when they're going into this mansion, that transition to where they went to this like sort of mansion thing, there was like a 5-minute period there where like they walk up to the mansion the first time and you're like, I must have like lost track of the movie or something, or just wasn't paying attention, because I was like, how did they determine that this is the origination point of, well, I do kind of recall that there was this hacker because he shot up that store, and then by way of that they were able to figure out it was some sort of mercenary hacker, and he lived at some specific place, which turned out to be some sort of like, I don't know, castle that was surrounded by a water moat, which was kind of interesting. But then they walked into it and like, and then they started like, the guy ended up getting caught in like sort of a loop, where he kept reliving like certain circumstances like over and over again, but just little
Mhm.
minute things would change. I thought that was really interesting.
Oh, when he gets hacked.
Yeah, yeah. More from like just like a programmer perspective, just like how that would be like possible, and just like the idea of having a brain that was like possibly able to be hacked by a hacker. That's alarming in and of itself, and I couldn't imagine. Um, I imagine it'd probably be a lot like having like a split personality or something, or a stroke or something, like you just lose complete ability to operate. Um, that was cool. I thought the whole kind of, take on the future of like humanoid robots and stuff was really cool. I thought it just kind of played out like a really just like a detective movie, like a futuristic detective movie, similar to what's that one with Harrison Ford?
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner. It felt a lot like Blade Runner, actually. Yeah, very, very similar to Blade Runner.
I can see that. I mean, it's like the same genre and like thematic. It's cyberpunk, futuristic,
Yeah, and then you have like these
slightly
different,
dystopic.
corporations that sort of control various things, and centralized government that tries to maintain control, but it's like how much control can a government have over like the over technology? I mean, right now, yes, it's kind of possible, but in the future, in their future that they were in, like, you can't control everything. It's like, I don't know, everything's so connected that it's like things could worm through systems easily, going
Like
across
even humans
borders and stuff.
are like cybernetic, like no one has, at least in that movie, from what I gathered, like because the detective, he is still human. Like he has his ghost, right? He has his own
Yeah.
brain and his ghost, but he has like a completely enhanced cybernetic body.
Yeah.
And then as like the first movie, I mean, we reviewed the first movie, right?
Mhm.
Those are early days. God, what did he call her? Because she popped up because she's like integrated into the web now.
No, the Major.
Major, yeah. She was a human too, like because she had her ghost, which is just like you have your original human brain with your soul.
Yeah.
This movie was like, I don't know. It was something that I guess kind of went over my head, but like the dolls versus being human thing, like just being AI, but not having a ghost. That was interesting. And then like the very end of the movie was kind of like, was my partner a doll the whole time? Because he's just looking at his kid holding the toy doll that he got her. You guys remember this?
Yeah. He's
just holding his hound and then looking at his partner's like kid holding that doll, and he's just like, except his eyes are like this. He's just like,
yeah.
His eyes are always Batu.
yeah.
Yeah, that whole dog thing was kind of an interesting, because the dog was not real. It was a doll,
No, the dog was real.
No, the dog was real, and that's what they were talking
The dog
about.
was 100% real. It's a real actual dog.
Yeah, that's what in the movie they were saying. They're like, you could have gotten a doll version of this that would have been a lot easier.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and less expensive and less maintenance.
Yeah, and that's why the guy was like, "Stop buying it this warm food. Like, you need to give it dry food." Like he was telling it, like, you can't give a real dog this food.
Yeah. But yeah, it was. I mean, it kind of made you question, like, okay, was that? There's so many philosophical things with this, like just the ideas that they are kind of presenting, kind of not even throughout the entire movie. There was just a couple different places where, like, they were analyzing the doll's body that had gone sort of crazy. But then at the end, I don't know if you guys caught this, but like there was those children that basically, or those children that had been held captive essentially,
Yeah.
that they were kind of like replicating their ghosts is what they were
I
being
think
used.
so. Yeah.
And that was super strange. Like that was some kind of dark shit right there, but like I mean I could see that happening, like because they wanted those cybernetic, doll things to be more anime, more lifelike, more, so then they replicated actual human. I don't even know what you want to call it. It would almost be like neural nets. I mean, if you can picture that. Yeah. Anyway, I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was a good addition to the sort of franchise that is Ghost in the Shell. It wasn't like, outstanding or stellar, but it's a good topic of conversation, I guess.
No, for sure. I mean, as much as I enjoy this movie, Jeff, I think you would have liked and appreciated this movie had you watched it on probably a better formatted like
Maybe.
rendering. Yeah.
I mean, that maybe would have solved the visual side of it, but I still didn't get into like the plot and the story. I just wasn't really. It never just drew me in. As I said, I felt like, and maybe it was almost just too like detective-y. Like when I'm watching this stuff, like I want to watch those fight scenes, like the fight scene when he's on the boat. Like that was cool. Like show me some more of that. Like
Yeah, and like when he brings a fucking LMG into the Yakuza gang fight, like
yeah, that was cool.
That was a really cool scene. Even the scene where he gets
just
hacked inside of the convenience store, like the visuals, and I think that's where this movie shines in. It feels like the plot's a little cut and dry, right? But it's mostly just kind of like doubling down on the cyberpunk aesthetic, giving you these kinds of cool action scenes and like old, kind of destroyed, constructed, cityscapes and backgrounds, and like having really ambient new age soundtrack.
Yeah.
To kind of give you a feel. Like it's I feel like it's an auditory and visual experience more than it is like a plot driven film.
Yeah. And like if you take like the first movie
I'll be right back, okay?
In proportion,
hurry up.
You realize, I feel like the Major was the highlight character. She was, your main character. And now you take all of your secondary characters and you try to make them main characters in the sequel, and it's just like, to me, it's just not there. I was like, I'm not into Batu. Like, you're not like this. Like before, you were like this BA like assistant that helped out, but like that was kind of like your role. But then they like tried to give him a personality, and it's just like, I don't think you guys succeeded. I don't think they succeeded with like the characters. I just like, again, it just wasn't very drawing to me. I just was like,
no, I can see that though. It's especially with somebody who is from the original, just side character. It's hard to. I feel like it's hard to come back to give them the limelight and then be like, oh, this is like, I'm super okay with this, because I mean, toward the end when things start really ramping up, guess who fucking shows up to do their job? Major. And that's what everybody was, I feel like, waiting
and she's
for.
like jumping
when
around.
Is Major going to show up?
Yeah, and she's like whooping the dolls, like
shooting and like, hacking into the system of this ship so then they can like give it over to a foreign country for evidence. It's like, that's what everybody was waiting for the entire time. And we had 1 full hour of like just having to put up with side characters until we got what we wanted, which was to see Major do some major shit,
Yeah, I just like, I watched I don't know if you watched the series, Ghost in the Shell series.
No,
but
I remember that being a thing, like when I was a kid, like watching Adult Swim, but I can't say that I remember much of it, or I never really got into it.
That one's like, because each episode's got a little like action to it, and like of course the Major's there and everyone else is there, but like, I really like that. Like I was like, damn, I kind of wish we were watching that, but yeah, I mean the graphics thing I think is one thing, and I'm willing to let that go because even that trailer looked better than what I was watching. And then they were like Blu-ray at the, I was like, oh, okay, well there you go. But yeah, because I've watched other movies we've reviewed on DVD. I watched the original on DVD, and it looked better than this. Like, as I said, like maybe it was just the original take of, and I feel like maybe on the Blu-ray they maybe revamped it a little bit. They cleaned it up because if I were to watch the two back to back, and again, remember I watched the first one, Ghost in the Shell, on the same TV with my same PS5, so all the same components, and the first one looked better and transitioned better than this one did. So yeah, maybe the Blu-ray is going to look better, but I think at the end of the day, I don't.
Yeah, actually, sort of Michael in the chat here says that this one was a rush production, so I'm not really sure where that information come from, but that's what he said. Yeah. But yeah, it did kind of feel like it left some stuff out.
Yeah. So yeah, yeah, and you can't help it, right? Because it's a sequel, so you can't help but then look at the original and be like, all right, start like kind of weighing things. But yeah, I mean, I do feel like this movie definitely had its merits. It definitely follows a suit of being philosophically asking questions about, what is humanity, these cybernetic government-wide, state-run cybernetic where everybody's enhanced and is hooked up to the web, and the ethics around that.
Yeah.
I think it does do great questions because even Batu brings it up where he's like, "Hey, how do you know that your daughter and your wife are real? Like, how do you know that just when you go home, it's just not an empty house, or it's just like an empty apartment?" I can't remember exactly how he phrased that. I feel like he said empty apartment, and it's just like something playing in your mind.
Yeah, that's creepy.
And the guy like was like, "What?" And like you could tell he kind of had this existential crisis at that moment, being like, "What? Like, is that true?" So, but
yeah. So
I think that's kind of, I would say, is its only merit.
Yeah, is the philosophical conversation that it evokes or invokes.
But what else you guys feel on it? Are we ready to give its rating? Anything else you wanted to talk about during it? Anything that maybe threw you off? Highlights? Not highlights?
Not really. I'm probably gonna need to jump off here in a few minutes to hang out with my kid. We have some issues with a video game that she had put a lot of time into that she can't get into again because her
what are you playing over there?
is lost. It was a game called Animal Jam. Okay. It's kind of like that. What was that one? I played it like 10 years ago. You played it?
Animal Crossing?
No, it's kind of like Animal Crossing, but it's like an Android version where you like go from like village to village and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, she lost her password and she switched devices, and then she was never able to like re-log into it, and they like don't have a customer service number. So, yeah. So we've been trying to get a hold of customer service for like 2 months, and she's been playing this game for like 2 years, so she had like kind of a pretty big character built up, so she's kind of upset.
Isn't this associated to like an email address? Do like just forgot password, reset password? Did it have it sent to the email?
I've sent a couple different times to this email thing that they have, and like I haven't gotten any response. Neither has her mom, and it's just like when she signed up, it's like we don't necessarily remember if she put in an email, but it was definitely being billed to her mom's email, like because she had done a like for a birthday, she got like a membership or like a 3-month membership or something one time.
Sure.
What? Easter? Oh, it was an Easter gift. Okay. So anyway, so we need to kind of figure out that. But aside from that, just the movie. I mean, it's okay. It just like
Did you like it? Did this scratch the itch that you were looking for since our last stream when you wanted to see some robots?
You know, kind of. But like these robots in these movies,
they're not the robots you were looking for?
These are not the androids you're looking for.
They are the cybernetic things I kind of am interested in. But
I think you were looking for mech.
Mech.
I still think you were looking for mech.
I think he wants an animated version of iRobot. That's what I think he wants.
Yeah,
iRobot animated.
This is like as close as it gets.
Okay. What I'm interested in is like, you know, the bare metal robot stuff. You know what?
Like Star Wars?
No, it's like
I like that.
One anime that goes through building a robot, kind of a Blue Period, explores built or like making a painting.
You should watch Knights and Magic.
Knights and Magic?
Mm-hmm.
What is this?
Knights like a knight, like with swords and shields and magic.
Oh, okay.
What were you just about
It's
to
a series.
say,
So like that's kind of like the tinkerer, like the inventor sort of anime, something like that hits on that character, not like so I also watched this boxing anime called
Megalobox.
no, it's kind of like Megalobox, but it's called Levi or Levoice or something. Levius. It's called Levius. And it's kind of it's like steampunk boxing with like robot arms. And that's kind of cool because they do kind of get into like how these like robot arms work with this like steam pressure stuff. It's science fiction, but it's kind of interesting. But like, I just want like how those Iron Man movies kind of like went into like a little bit of the nitty gritty and like how he like built the Iron Man suits and stuff or the technology. I want an anime like that. But or like how Food Wars goes into like the intricacies of cooking.
You want an anime that gets into engineering?
Yes.
All right. I'll go out of my way and I'll try to find something for you.
That'd be stand
See
up.
what I can do for you. It might be sub, so you're gonna have to suffer through it unless I find it one that has a dub version. So
yeah, I hear you.
I'll see.
So or if anybody out there in the chat knows of a cool engineering anime that I might be into, let me know. Sort of Michael says he's seen everything, so it'll be interesting to see what he has to offer.
Blam! We checked that out, sort of Michael. We did that off of
Isn't it Blom?
Blom. That's right. Blom.
It was actually sort of Michael told us to watch it in the anime group that we have.
Oh, he didn't say not the 3D. He wants the 2D. I don't know the difference, but
what 2D? I don't know. Over Berserk, Neon Genesis. Yeah, Berserk. I've watched that.
I guess never mind. I was just about to say there's a movie, but it's definitely not like robotic engineering. It's more like steam engineering, so there's more steampunk. Steam Boy. Have you seen? Yeah.
That's more steampunk and not really. It gets into it, but like
you'd prefer to see cyberpunk stuff, but that's more engineer heavy.
Yeah.
See that Knights and Magic would work. Is lightly dabbles in that. That's the closest of all the animes I've seen. That's the closest I've seen anything that's engineering based, and you could probably watch it with your daughter.
Yeah,
because I think she'd be into it.
Yeah. So bowls of soup. Bowls of soup.
Riggs, kick us off with bowls of soup, man.
Give her a 2. That's probably me being generous. So
Just
Wow.
savagery. What the? You know what else we gave 2? 2 bowls of soup.
yeah.
That tentacle porn movie that with Wicked City.
Hey,
I think this deserves a
that one
little
at
bit
least-
more bowls of soup than fucking Wicked City.
No,
Tentacle
I'll tell
rape.
you why. Because Wicked City had me on the seat of my at the edge of my seat, thinking this movie can't get any worse, and it did, and it
And
did.
kept
So it continually,
going there. All
so
right.
it
Alright.
kept drawing me in, being like, no, you can't go there. Oh, it went there. So I'm just saying,
You're right. You're right.
it's Wicked City at least brought kept my attention in a different way than
Okay.
Web Gorilla. Where you at? Foundation.
I'll probably.
Oh yeah,
It is-
Dr. Stone. You ever watch that series?
No.
Totally forgot about that. You should check out that one. That'll be good too.
I would want to give this a 4, but
Be true to yourself.
honestly, it's a 3. I can't give it a half because I don't do halvesies, so it's a 3 in
halvesies.
my eyes.
Halvesies are okay to do because it's a scale of it's out of 5, which means we scale to 10. It's like 1 to 100.
Sort of, yeah, maybe a 3.5.
3.5 is 70% of 100. I think that's fair.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
So what's your final answer?
3.5.
Okay.
Yeah, we should have a little indicator on that. Oh yeah, we're gonna be able to edit topics and descriptions in the upcoming release for Pilled, so we can actually put on bowls of soup, a bowls of soup meter on each of these past. What do you call it?
You better add a ding when it pops up. I want to hear the auditory ding of how many bowls of soup.
Well, it'll be a slurp sound.
I'm okay with that. I'm super okay with that.
But I'm gonna need.
Are you gonna do different slurps per?
Well,
per
I was
range?
gonna see if somebody was available to give me a nice slurp sound, but I'm just not gonna say that. All right. Okay.
Yeah, you better not. This is a family show, sir. It's inappropriate.
All right.
Ketsu, where you at?
I have some Animal Jam investigation to do.
Get out of here. Nobody wants you here anyways.
I'm giving
All
this
right.
movie
Ketsu.
3.5 bowls of soup.
3.5. Oh, I thought you'd be more.
No, I'm matching Foundation. 3.5
The
bowls.
accolades.
I thought we'd be on the same wavelength there.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
But
Well,
wait, who's in review? What's Riggs? Is it your film next week or next panel? What are we watching, dude?
I'm gonna do the Final Fantasy VII Advent Children.
I'm gonna Google this title quick so I know what I'm getting myself into here. Final Fantasy VII Advent Children.
You got it.
Oh, is this a 3D rendered movie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's pretty good.
Okay, I think I remember watching this back in the day when I was a kid.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it for a while, but I was like, oh man, I feel like I could watch this.
It's free on Roku channel.
Oh,
according to Google. It got 50% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Geez, savage.
It's a weird story with. I don't necessarily think it follows the Final Fantasy VII game.
Yeah, I was gonna say
they took some liberties with that. So.
Well, yeah, I'll watch this. We'll watch this. Cool.
But.
Cool.
Well, all right, guys.
Mods need access clipboard on phone. I don't know. That's just sort of Michael. He might be giving you a feature request for Pilled.
What did you say? Oh wow! What the hell is this?
PN, we thank you for catching on the tail end of our stream here. We talk about anime.
Anime
Uh,
film.
we review
and review.
films, talk about what's going on. I do think maybe next week we should talk about the spring lineup for 2022.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, was that released
Stuff
for
coming out.
Crunchyroll? Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yep.
That we're looking forward to.
Clipboard. Okay. Yeah. Sort of, Michael. Just drop me a DM and kind of outline what you're thinking. That sounds like an easy to do. But yeah, I got a
easy doo.
easy do. Like most of
Something
my
like
code. All right.
But all right, well, thank you, Sort of Michael. Thank you, PN, for showing
Thanks,
up at the
everyone, for
tail
watching.
end. Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks for watching. Tuesdays we try to shoot. Usually we try to shoot for like 8:00. We are early because we have some commitments, evening commitments, guys. So, there you go. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Guapirelli,
everybody.
you want to send us out?
Catch you next time.
Thank you for watching. You have a pleasant evening.